Dillon Hinkle, and I'm doing my honors project video for Dr. Whitaker's Sociology 101 course. I'm going to be focusing on the conflict perspective and C. Wright Mills. Starting with the conflict perspective, it was basically looking at life as a big competition and looking at different groups as competing for a limited amount of resources. These resources could be anything from sexual partners to money to basically an overarching theme of power. As for C. Wright Mills, his life events that transpired in him kind of following this theory. He lived in isolation most of his childhood, constantly moving around, which led to him not being able to make a lot of personal relationships, kind of leaving him as sort of a loner. Um, he had multiple marriages, like multiple marriages, and he had a kid with almost each marriage, which obviously is not an ideal life scenario. Um, he was known to have extensive affairs, which kind of resulted in many different marriages, and it's kind of a destructive feature to have as a person. He also had extremely combative relationships with a lot of his colleagues and peers that he worked with, which is kind of self-described as conflict theory. Um, as well, he kind of characterized elite as government or large corporations or those kind of in power over the 99%. Um, and I think in terms of how this applies to modern day, I think it applies in a lot of scenarios. I mean, going back to what he characterizes as the elite, you see it in government all the time with kind of a drive to maintain power and to stay where you are, especially now more than ever with how much the left and right kind of go at each other at this point. You can even see it in family relationships with domestic violence, things like that. Really, any competition based relationship, conflict theory definitely plays a role in really having the main desire to stay in power and get limited resources over another group or another person. So that was my presentation for the honors project. Thank you.